Hi, welcome to Inner Growth Healing is a Journey. I'm Wendy Rodriguez. Today's conversation will be about my reflection yesterday. The reflection I had yesterday was about relationships with past exes, I guess you can say. I've had four, I wouldn't call them exes, but just people that I've involved myself with, and I have taken my time out of my day to like spend time with them, get to know them and everything like that. So I would say there's about four. And you know how they say that when you're in a relationship, you learn so much from them, or it's always a learning experience, and it just teaches you so much, right? And excuse me. What I was thinking yesterday, which it's just a thought that comes, and tomorrow it might be a different thought, but I just wanted to share it because I thought it was super interesting, was that there is just so much that I still haven't resolved within myself. And just like the law of attraction, what you put out is what you get back, right? And a lot of us think that if we logically give out, then we'll get back. And it's all of the feeling, right? So the feeling of how you feel is what you're going to get back. And so subconsciously, we feel so much, but consciously, we're able to decide whether or not to deal with that, right? And so subconsciously, I feel like I transmit a lot of anger. And anger doesn't have to be in the violent aspect. It doesn't have to be with like drugs and alcohol and abuse and verbal abuse and emotional abuse. In my perspective, I feel like anger could be really manifested in so many different ways. And I would put fear, pain, and anger and probably in the same category because they're all intertwined. And so I think that every man that I have really truly brought into my life has at the core of their being been angry, right? And not angry maybe at me, probably angry at their situation, angry at themselves, or even feeling that shame, right, or guilt towards themselves. And so, and that might be a very common thing for us in the society, because that's just how this world is operated a little bit. You shine more light on that instead of the love and compassion and peace and happiness. And so what my first relationship kind of taught me about my insecurity was my reflection of myself was kind of put on him, in the sense of I feel, and I have still to this day, and I'm working on it, feel like I have to work for love. If someone comes out of the nowhere and says I love you, I have to be like, why? Like, did I help you like with energy work? Did I help you with this? Did I help you with that? Like, why would you like? And my experience is like, well, my mom said she loved me, right? And she probably does to her potential. But I also think that there's expectations with that, right? Like, yeah, that word love is just very, I almost feel like I have tried my entire life until like maybe 2 years ago to really make her proud, right? To make her feel like I'm worthy of her love. And so that's the root of where my love based from. And so with this one particular partner, the first partner that I had, he worked for my love, and it was a sense of me reflecting, like, so it's almost like I had a relationship with myself in that aspect of working for love. And so I felt like he was in the right by doing that, right? Like, that felt right. But now being 27, I'm like, wow, I still have that narrative in my mind. And it was almost like I dated the male version of that insecurity of mine. And it was just manifested in that way, right? And because of his own situation, that frequency, that vibration was there, and it like worked, but that relationship ended. So then I like kind of forgot about that particular insecurity of mine. And then from there, the second relationship was teaching me about the insecurity I have, the feeling of wanting to be wanted. And so wanting to be wanted in the way of cuddling and like being supported unconditionally, and whether I push and push and push to still be there for me. And that's almost like yearning a parent, right? You're yearning to want that unconditional love and support. And generally, you get that from a parent where you can be that rebel and they're just like, oh, she's my daughter, or he's my son, I love him, or they get you out of jail until they don't, but it's all about that. And I got that in the second relationship the best way he knew how, and the best way I knew how to reflect that. And it wasn't like, and again, that ended as well. And so here I go again, like trying to fill that insecurity of mine through people. And it's still here, right? It's still something that I yearn. I want to be taken care of. I want to be this and this and this. And maybe that's a human, understanding to want to do that, but in a way so intensifying that I want to create my parent, my perfect parent, so that I could feel protected, right? And that's another thing of control. And so I understand that. And it's just so interesting to me that you can manifest what you are towards other people, and then you almost test yourself during that time, and it's uncomfortable the whole time, right? Until you end it, and then you don't think about it, and then you think everything's good. The third the third relationship really, really made me dig deep about my physical and personal views on myself, right? It was tested all the time, and it really brought out my insecurities of my body. It brought out the insecurities of just me being a human being, and it probably didn't help that I was in a transitional period of just loving myself and also understanding and being so aware of my emotions and stuff like that. But it was such a trial for my patience, and just realizing that I just truly feel so less than, just so less than. And it's, again, I am, fast forward, I'm 27 now, and it's still here.